Alright, now here's some interesting news. Bloodborne, as a remastered version, is looking to be coming to the PlayStation 5 and PC, and the developer and From Software will not disappoint in bringing it to the PlayStation 5 and PC. Noted on WCCF Tech, Bloodborne is apparently not just coming to PC as rumors circulated yesterday, but also to the PlayStation 5 as some sort of remaster. Sloth Mom, who originally talked about a PC port of the game, also revealed that a PlayStation 5 version of the game is coming alongside the PC release. It was supposed to be announced during the delayed PlayStation 5 digital showcase event, and it is not going to be a mere port, but some sort of remaster. Sloth Mom noted on Twitter, "Hey, new followers, so about that Bloodborne PC port, you would have been hearing about it today anyway, because as far as I understand, it was due to be announced at the now delayed PlayStation 5 event that was scheduled for today. Now, I said earlier I'd share more info about it, so what I can confirm is that it's not just a PC port of Bloodborne. What was supposed to be revealed today was a Bloodborne Remastered HD edition. I don't know why we're calling it an HD edition, because Bloodborne was already in HD. Maybe calling it a 4K edition would be more apropos. Nevertheless, that was coming for PlayStation 5 and PC. I don't know of any release date as of yet. Now, I had been speculating that a Demon's Souls remake might be possible for the launch of the PlayStation 5. If you do a Bloodborne remaster and a Demon's Souls remake on the same day as the PlayStation 5 launch, that muddies the waters a little bit, and I really would not recommend doing that. It's not really that advantageous to release both of them side by side. Do one in the fall, and then do one early in 2021. Maybe it might even be a scenario where Demon's Souls remake isn't even in development, but I really have been led to believe that that was the game Bluepoint was working on. Bluepoint themselves were putting out a lot of teasers. Nevertheless, we'll see how that turns out. Speaking about the developer, From Software actually isn't working on this new version of Bloodborne, so don't be expecting it from Software themselves. Slothbomb reiterated that From Software is not working on this new version of Bloodborne, but the developer working on it is not going to disappoint. Judging from the other ports it has developed, this seems to hint that Bluepoint Games could be the mysterious developer, so maybe that Demon's Souls remake, it wasn't really a Demon's Souls remake, maybe it's a Bloodborne upgrade. However, Bluepoint has been working on this game for quite a while, so it would be a little bit surprising if it is a Bloodborne remake and it's just an upgrade to 4K, I should say remaster, because there's no real reason to remake Bloodborne, but maybe they're adding additional content and it's going to be a lot more of a refinement than we were initially expecting, as it has been developed some excellent ports in the past and is rumored to be working on a major project previously rumored to be a Demon's Souls remaster or remake. The last detail I'll share is that From Software themselves are not doing the port, but that the company doing the remaster are one that I have a huge amount of faith in. Judging by other games they've ported, I will not share who the company is, but you sincerely won't be let down. Bluepoint Games is really the only one that are known really big in the porting world. Saber Interactive has gained a lot of steam, but they're more so known for porting games to like the Nintendo Switch and really getting the most out of that hardware. Whatever it is, I think a Bloodborne remaster might not be as exciting as a Demon's Souls remake, just because I think the majority of you guys have already played Bloodborne, but to play Bloodborne at 4K 60 frames per second, if they can manage that, that would be very exciting, because Bloodborne, at the end of the day, I love the game on the PlayStation 4. It had some real technical limitations. If you look at that game's frame rate, man, we are hoping for 30 frames per second. It was not a smooth 30 FPS. I felt like that game dipped down well into the low 20s, and that did hurt the experience a little bit. Bloodborne ultimately was a phenomenal game. Visually, it was stunning. The gameplay was great. The boss fights were so cool. I love the gothic style presentation to the game, something that I could really delve into and get immersed into. I thought Bloodborne did a lot of justice to that setting. Bloodborne is now available on PlayStation 4 worldwide, and I'll keep you guys updated on what a PC and PlayStation 5 version of the game transpires to. Okay, also, Elden Ring is another game of that Souls style. At least we expect it to be of the Souls style. It's coming from Software, but it may not be shown this year. From Software fans have a lot to be happy about in the next 2 years, suggesting a rumor. It's been almost a year since Elden Ring's initial announcement, and there's a chance that we will not see more of the game this year. Speaking on Twitter, Kinda Funny's Imran Khan teased that things related to From Software that people think are going to be released in 2020 not only will not release this year, but may also not be shown. This is a clear reference to Elden Ring, as it was long rumored that the game was scheduled for a 2020 release. A lot of people were actually expecting the game to be released in spring of 2020 because it was promoted as a PS4 and Xbox One game, and why release a PS4 and Xbox One game like Elden Ring that would have a lot of buzz after the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X release? That just didn't make a lot of sense to me, although that isn't something that is completely out there and wouldn't happen. I mean, Dark Souls 2 came out in 2014, well after the release of the PlayStation 4 and and Xbox One, so it's definitely not something out of FromSoft and Bandai Namco's wheelhouse. However, Imran Khan noted on Twitter, things that people think are hitting 2020 might not hit 2020 or even be shown in 2020. Khan continued with another tweet saying, not going to comment specifically on Bloodborne on PC rumors, but suffice to say, FromSoft fans probably have a lot of reasons to be happy in the next 2 years. We don't know a lot about Elden Ring at this point. However, according to a well-known insider and Omnipotent, the scope of the world, lore, and narrative are going to be more grandiose than ever, which isn't all that surprising considering George R.R. Martin of Game of Thrones fame is also involved in the game, so that should extend what From Software does typically quite a bit with George R.R. Martin's involvement. I know at this point, a lot of you guys are going to bring up, well, did you see the final season of Game of Thrones? Well, you know what happened with that. Who knows R.R. Martin's involvement with that, so I'm not here to judge him on that. Hey, Game of Thrones, for the majority of it, was pretty fantastic, so I'll give him credit where credit is due. The scope of the world, lore, and narrative is more grandiose than past games in pretty much every way to match the new greater scope of the game it's meant to inhabit, in addition to a tone that strays a bit further from convention into territory of being brighter than usual from soft fare. Though being a GRRMM from game, it'll have its dark moments. What you're left with is a larger world than Dark Souls, with places that aren't just alluded to, but you get to explore yourself facing a more intense and far further reaching internal as well as existential calamity, with fundamental forces of this universe are broken. Leaders and nations, the divine and the fiendish, all in conflict, and you finding your place throughout all of this, resulting in a powerful narrative with more dramatic weight than preceding titles, but not anything more overbearing. Elden Ring is a game that I think is just going to be a colossal release. I know a lot of people are excited for the game, but I really think Elden Ring can be one of those games that does break into the mainstream as well. The core gaming audience always is going to have a love for the Souls games and From Software titles, but it's not like the Souls titles have really broken into the mainstream like let's say, a Grand Theft Auto or a Red Dead Redemption or even a Call of Duty, and I really feel like with Elden Ring, they have a chance to do that with R.R. Martin's involvement with the scope of the game, and it could be a major next-generation title. Look, at this point, we still just don't know a lot about it, and it's been a year since the initial announcement, so that is a little bit of a bummer not having gameplay a year later. I think if you asked the majority of people last year when the game was initially announced, they would be thinking, hell yeah, I'd be having gameplay a year later. I might even have the game in my hands, but at this point, we haven't seen any gameplay. I would imagine that the game is relatively far along, but that is something that still remains to be seen. Alright, lastly, I do want to note something a little bit different. Project Cars 3 has been announced for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and it's due out this summer. Publisher Bandai Namco and developer Slightly Mad Studios have announced Project Cars 3 for PS4, X1, and PC. It will launch this summer. It's been quite a journey watching the Project Cars franchise go from strength to strength these last 5 years, and we're delighted to finally lift the wrap on Project Cars 3. While realism and authenticity continue to be at the core of the franchise, we've added a host of new options to ensure that Project Cars 3 is also the most accessible game in the franchise's history. We really couldn't be more excited to show off our new Project Cars game to both fans and the franchise and those who are really ready to experience racing at its very best. Bandai Namco has a pretty lengthy overview of the game that I do want to note some elements of. New to the bestseller franchise is an engaging and challenging career mode that will see drivers own their stable of exclusive machinery for the first time. Drivers will need to race hard to upgrade their cars with authentic performance parts that realistically affect handling and power as they battle their way up to the top of the racing world. Also new to the franchise is a wide range of customization options for cars, including wheels, tires, rims, and more, as well as personalization options that will let players create their racing hero persona. The seasoned racing game developers at Slightly Mad Studios have worked tirelessly to make Project Cars 3 the most accessible entry to the franchise's history to cater for all drivers no matter their skill level. A completely redeveloped controller experience, fully scalable assists, a revamped model for even more convincing and fun handling, and a whole new fun first-time user experience will allow everyone from franchise veterans to sim racing pros to rookie drivers to fully experience the authenticity of pure racing, along with a new emphasis on the visceral sense of speed coupled with intense crash effects, authentic car contact, and enhanced AI. Project Cars 3 is set to continue the franchise's authentic journey into the pounding heart of motor racing fun for everyone. Project Cars has been one of the more notable and well-received racing sims of the last few years, probably the last decade, and to see another title on the PS4 and Xbox One especially, it's been a big fixture on PC, but good to see it make a console presence as well. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, Bloodborne Remaster, reportedly in development for PlayStation 5 and PC. That's kind of insane. A PC release for Bloodborne is something a lot of people have wanted for a long time, and a PS5 release to go alongside that would be really great. Elden Ring may not be shown this year, however, From Software fans have a lot to be happy about in the next 2 years, and Project Cars 3 announced for PS4, Xbox One, and PC due out this summer. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.